And then there were two. It's the 2024 WRCL Championship Game live on the WRCL YouTube channel. And we have a great game on tap for you today as the number 2 seed Premier Ohio take on the number 5 seed Mountaineer Lumber Company. One team walks away with a big trophy and some t-shirts. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon and what looks to be a great game. First pitch is grounded to the right side and gets through. It's a leadoff single for Luke Ickes, the center fielder. There it is, the lip on the grass leads to a single. And Coach Control is doing the sprint from his dugout all the way to the other side to go and coach first base. Besides having an athletic coach, the Mountaineer Lumber Company has an athletic lineup. Now up steps Rico Levac, the third baseman, had a great game last time out. 3 of the 6 RBIs against Stark County came courtesy of him. Smacks it into right field. It's 2 base hits in a row for the Lumber Company. They are rolling early in this game. This is how you start off a championship game. They set the tempo from the first pitch and the second pitch lined into right field. A runner in scoring position after 2 pitches is extreme efficiency from the team based out of Richfield. And now up steps Ryan Shimek, the shortstop, looking to continue the hit parade. On the mound for Premier is James Brodrock. He's trying to settle into this game. First pitch strike in this at-bat. Nothing in 1 count. He is going to need to be on point today if Premier wants to win this game. The rising grad student at Shawnee State played his high school ball at Normandy. He looks to have one final good outing in his WRCL career. That one's fouled away behind the dish by Shimek. Now an 0-2 count with Matt McGeorge, the catcher, awaiting in the on-deck circle. But if you missed the first game, the Mountaineer Lumber Company trailed by 2 at many points in the game, but in the 7th inning, it was Rico Levac. An RBI single was the difference. They then won the game 6-5. The 0-2 chopped to the right side of the infield, and it skips through for another single. Rounding and attempting to score is Ickes. The play at the plate is not in time. It's an RBI single for Ryan Shimek to put the Mountaineer Lumber Company up 1-0. If you thought the last game had a surprising start, what about this? 3 hits in a row from the Lumber Company, 2 runners on, and now a 1-0 lead in hand. If you would have told these guys going into today that you'd be in the championship game first off, but also up 1-0 through 3 batters, they would have ripped your arm off for that opportunity, and they have made it happen. Now Matt McGeorge steps in. Nice block behind the dish from Ramos. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat on the 4-hitter. If you're just tuning in, you already missed a run. An RBI single courtesy of Ryan Shimek gives the lead to the Lumber Company 1-0. The pitch, cranked into right center field, another base hit, the 4th in a row. They're going to send Levac. There's going to be no play at the plate. The center fielder does a somersault. 1 run scores. So does Shimek. It's a 2 RBI double for Matt McGeorge to give the Lumber Company a 3-0 lead. I can't even speak clearly. This is just impressive from them. 4 hits in a row and a 3-0 lead. What a start for the Mountaineer Lumber Company. 4 hits, 3 singles, 3 runs. They have been flawless. Now it's Aaron Keating's turn to join the hit parade. Ickes a single, Levac a single, Shimek an RBI single, Matt McGeorge a 2 RBI double. What a start to life for the Lumber Company. What does Keating have in store? The pitch. Inside corner frame, nothing in 1 count. Premier in the home half of the inning will have a lot of work to do. But what a momentous start for the 5 seed. By all accounts, they shouldn't be here, but they've earned their way here. Grounder down the left field line, and Ogalskis boots it. It's an E5 that gives first base to Keating. To begin the WRCL Championship Game, the first 5 batters for the Lumber Company have reached. Trevisano, the additional hitter, looks to make it 6. Yes, your screen is correct. No, I haven't forgotten to mess with the outs like I have done many times today. There are none away. It's a 3-0 lead for the Lumber Company. Bodrock comes set and delivers. Misses upstairs, a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on Trevisano, the extra hitter. Trevisano played his high school ball for Aurora this past year, and he will be a rising freshman at JCU in the fall. Bodrock comes set and delivers. Just misses low, a good miss from Bodrock. Trevisano batted .387 with 20 RBIs, 9 doubles, 1 triple, scored 15 times, and stole 16 bags in 23 games en route to earning Suburban League Player of the Year honors this past spring. The pitch. Right down the pipe. Couldn't have been a better spot from Bodrock as the wind continues to pick up. Didn't see it much in Game 2, but Game 3, don't worry, the wind is definitely back. As long as I don't get burnt any worse, I'm not going to complain. The pitch. Ground ball left side. Ilgauskas scoops this one up, steps on 3, and retires the first out of the inning. Runners will still be on first and second with 1 away, and now Zach Hartman, the left fielder, steps up for his first cuts in this ball game. Hartman, the rising sophomore at Mount Union, played his high school ball at the rival Medina High School in comparison to Brunswick, that's a rival. 1 appearance this past year against Capital and was an all-GCC left fielder back in 2023. Bodrock sets and delivers. Misses inside, it's a 1-0 count. In the on-deck circle after Hartman is the first baseman, Zach Zimmerman. Starting pitcher for the Lumber Company, Ian Blood, will have plenty of insurance runs behind him before he even steps foot on the diamond. The pitch from Bodrock. That's a good get-right pitch for the rising grad student. This game is not over yet for Premier. It's early. They need to respond well in the home half of the inning. Bodrock sets and delivers. Popped into right center field. It's going on back. Amos goes for it, and it's just in play. Hits off the top of the fence. They're going to send a runner. He will score, and the runner going to third is safe. It's an RBI double for Zach Hartman to make it a 4-0 ball game in favor of the Lumber Company. Is this the same team that we saw a couple hours ago? I don't even know what the word is that you use in this situation. They have shocked many today, not only winning the first game, but coming out and putting 4 runs on the board in a third of an inning. And now we go to Zach Zimmerman, the first baseman. It's a 4-0 ball game, but man, this is exciting. A lot of action early on. The pitch from Bodrock. Just misses a little bit low, 1-0 count. And as a neutral, this has been fun to watch. This is baseball at its finest. A runner gets on, you move them around, you hit around. This is what I preach teams should do, and the Lumber Company has done it to a T. Ground ball left side, Ilgauskas bobbles it, and another runner is going to be safe as Zimmerman is in on the E5. The bases are loaded with 1 away, and up steps Jamison and Breska, a.k.a. J-Mo from what I was hearing pregame. Breska, the rising freshman at Marietta College, went to Aurora High School along with Trevisano, batted .290 with 6 RBIs, 4 doubles, 23 runs scored, and 14 stolen bags in 25 games this past spring. The pitch from Bodrock. Right down the pipe. Nothing in 1 count to begin this at-bat. As of right now, no action in Premier's bullpen. I believe the next man in line would be the 2-way player, Jeremy Patchett. The pitch from Bodrock. Fouled into the glove of Ramos. Premier looking for out number 2. They're just looking to get to the home half of the inning. That way they can put some runs on the board of their own. Could we see a repeat of the Premier Force game a couple weekends ago? The pitch. Goes outside, but just misses. A good miss at that from Bodrock. So now a 1-2 count on the second baseman. Ashton Newton, the 10-hitter, awaits in the on-deck circle for the Lumber Company. Bodrock comes set. Now the pitch. Sent into left center field. It's in the gap, and it falls in for a base hit. One run will score. Rounding and attempting to score is another. They're going to send a third runner. The play at the plate is not in time. It's a 3 RBI double from Jamison and Breska to make it a 7-0 ball game. And now going into third base is Breska. What has this Lumber Company team done? They look unstoppable. It's a 7-0 ball game in a third of an inning. What are we witnessing in the WRCL Championship game? I'm speechless. I don't think anyone, even the most diehard Lumber Company fan, could have predicted this outcome. You'd have been happy with a 2-0 lead going out of this inning. But 7? Wow. Impressive. Ian Blood in the dugout has to be grinning from ear to ear knowing how much insurance he has behind him courtesy of his offense. The pitch from Bodrock. Ground ball left side of the infield. This should score another. A bobble over at short from Clavijo. There is no play. That scores another. The Lumber Company now leads it 8-0. For context, last game in 7 innings, they scored 6 runs. Through a third of an inning, they have 8 on the board. I believe it's Rico Levak's mom had to sit in the same exact spot for Superstition. Maybe it worked. We go back to the top of the lineup. Luke Ickes singled to begin the game. The pitch. Just off the plate. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. Premier's bats will have to be on fire in the home half of the inning. Jacob Clavijo, Jack Amos, and Brady Masiak, the 3 due up to hit. Bodrock will come set. Now the pitch. Nice curveball dipping in. Potentially a change, but nonetheless, it's a 1-1 count. Bodrock will come set once again. The 1-1. Misses out, now a 2-1 count. If you're just tuning in after this game is over, go back and watch the top of the first inning. Plenty of great baseball, a lot of offense. 8-0 is your score in favor of the Mountaineer Lumber Company. Now it misses out the plate, so now a 3-1 count. Rico Levak awaits in the on-deck circle for the Lumber Company for his second cuts of the inning. Here comes the delivery. Finds the corner for strike 2. Now a full count, 3-2. I have no clue what's going through the mind of Coach Waidu and Coach Control right now. I don't think in any of their game prepping they expected this to be the result. The payoff pitch. Cranked into left center field, and it's another base hit. Ickes is 2 for 2, and rounding and going to third is Newton. There is no play at third. Cruising into second with a double is Ickes. He is now 2 for 2 on the day. 2 runners reside in scoring position for the Lumber Company with still 1 away. Time has been called. Coach Wisniewski will go and talk to Bodrock. This will most likely be the call to the bullpen. What an impressive start for the Mountaineer Lumber Company. 8 runs in a third of an inning. We'll step aside here in Brunswick in the 2024 WRCL Championship Game. Rico Levak up to bat when we return. Bodrock will remain in the game for Premier. It's 8-0 in the top of the first inning in favor of the Mountaineer Lumber Company. Rico Levak now steps up for his second cuts. Singled his first time up. Cranks it into left center field. It's going towards the gap once again. It's going on back, and it drops in. And it's a ground rule double for Levac. 2 runs will score, courtesy of Rico Levac, who now has, I believe, 5 RBIs in the 2 games in the playoffs. That now gives the Lumber Company a 10-0 lead in the top of the first. I'm pretty sure this is the same exact thing that happened in the OPL Championship game. Not the OPL Championship, the Tournament Championship game between Ohio Tide and BHM Navy in the 18U division. It was the Tide who got out to a 10-0 lead in the top of the first. This time we're in the College League and the Lumber Company up by double figures. And for those of you keeping score at home, if this result holds till the end of the 5th inning, the game ends. We're already at the run rule number after a third of an inning. The pitch from Bodrock. Swing and a miss, a hefty cut from Shemek. Most times I'm not really a big fan of those kind of cuts, but you're up by 10. Have some fun. Both these teams, this is probably it. The Lumber Company well on their way to booking a trip to the NABF World Series. But if you're Premier, this is it. Have some fun and improve. And as well, I got a text from Commissioner Mangelcap saying he's watching the game. He's definitely, I'm sure he's a little bit surprised at this result, but I'm sure he's happy to see this kind of result and just see what this league has become. It's a newcomer to the league that is on pace to win the championship. This is the best year of the WRCL. I'm sure he can agree with that. 8 teams in the league this year. So a big shout out to Commissioner Mangelcamp for all he does in Ohio summer baseball, as he commissions not only 3 leagues, but also all the age groups that go along with them. 4 age groups combined between Diamond League and this league. But also on top of that, there's the OPL. So a massive shout out to him for all he does for NEO baseball. It's a walk for Shemek to put 2 on with 1 away. And now Matt McGeorge, who had a 2 RBI double that made me stutter pretty hard, come back up. I just had no words to describe what was going on. At that point, it was surprising. That made it, I believe, 4-0. This, unprecedented. Ground ball left side, and it gets through for another base hit. They're going to send the runner. The play at the plate is not in time. It's an RBI single from Matt McGeorge to give the Lumber Company 11-0 lead. The rally continues. McGeorge, 3 RBIs, Levac with 2, Shemek with 1, Hartman with 1, and Breska with 3. And now up steps Aaron Keating, reached on an error his first time up. But what a game we have here in Brunswick. No one in their wildest dreams would have seen this game coming. And now up steps Keating once again. Hits him in the head. It's a hard 90 off the noggin to load the bases once again. Coach Control will make sure he's okay. But that loads the bases. Still 1 away. 11-0 Lumber Company. And now up steps Dom Trevisano, the extra hitter. He was responsible for the only out of the game thus far, courtesy of a fielder's choice. Bodrock coming set, now the pitch. Right down the pipe, nothing in 1 count to begin this at-bat. Even if the inning ends here, even if the game ended here, we had plenty of entertainment. Bodrock getting back to work on the mound, looking for out number 2, Will Deal. Cranked into left field, drops in just in the infield. Clavijo scoops it to throw to 1. Is in time. It's a double play from Jacob Clavijo to retire the side, but not before the Lumber Company plates 11. Yes, 11. Middle of 1 in Brunswick. It's the Mountaineer Lumber Company, the underdogs, the newcomers, up 11-0. Bottom of the first inning in Brunswick in the 2024 WRCL Championship Game between the 5-seed Mountaineer Lumber Company and the 2-seed Premier Ohio. If you're just tuning in, the scoreboard is indeed correct. We have an 11-0 ball game on our hands. The Lumber Company came out firing on all cylinders and played at 11. Might be the most impressive outing that we've seen all year. And I believe with a couple more runs, they would have the most runs that we've seen in a game that we've broadcasted all year. Hats off to them. They were the underdogs. They were the 5 seed, including the wild card, the lowest seed. But they are well on their way to earning the big trophy off to our left. On the bump for them is the rising sophomore at Mount Union, Ian Blood. He played his high school ball at Massillon Jackson and has a prime opportunity to get the win in this game. Clavijo chops it, and it drops in. It's a leadoff single for Jacob Clavijo to get the offense rolling for Premier. Premier is going to need to get a lot more hits just like that if they want to get back into this ballgame. And now up steps Jack Amos, the center fielder, looking to do some damage of his own. This past year hit 2 home runs and batted .322 along with 25 RBIs at Bryan and Stratton College as a freshman. The pitch from Blood misses well outside. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on the center fielder Amos. After Amos, Brady Masiak due up next for Premier. But the 2 seed has a lot of work to do if they want to get back into this ball game, and they're going to need to do it quick. Misses off the plate. Now a 2-0 count. As a pitcher, when you have plenty of insurance runs on your side, you really have a lot to thank your offense for. In this case, Ian Blood might have to buy dinner for his whole offensive crew for how much help they gave him today. Almost the throw out at first. The pickoff move almost worked perfectly. It was beautifully executed. He stepped off at the right point, threw a laser to Zimmerman. Wasn't enough in the end. The pitch. Cranked into right field. Amos gave it a ride. It's still going back, but on the warning track, it is caught by Newton for out number 1. Tagging into second base is Clavijo, so he now stands in scoring position. Amos was dangerously close to going yard. A little bit more power on that baseball, and Premier would have their first 2 runs on the board. And now up steps Brady Masiak, the extra hitter. He looks to be the spark as Premier looks to get at least 1 run back in this inning. Masiak this past year batted .318 with 27 RBIs and 4 stolen bags at Walsh. The pitch goes inside. 1-0 count to begin this at-bat. Blood has to work with a runner in scoring position behind him. Clavijo getting a slight lead over at second. The pitch. Ground ball chopped weakly to the left side. It works like a bunt. The throw across from Blood. It gets past the first baseman, Zimmerman, and going in to score is Clavijo. Premier gets 1 of their runs back. Good hustle from Masiak down the line, forcing the wayward throw. The E5 scores a run. 11-1. It's a start for Premier. They're going to need to do a lot more things like that if they want to get back in this game. It's not over until it's over. They have a chance, as Premier's offense is notoriously potent. And now up steps Zach Gaspar, the designated hitter. Gaspar, the rising senior at Shawnee State, played his high school ball in Strongsville. Hit into right center field. It might fall in between the outfielders. Instead, it's caught over in right field by Newton once again for out number 2, as he has recorded both putouts. Premier's bats have gotten close to putting the ball in the right spot, but just haven't been able to find the proper location. And it appears we might have some action in the Premier bullpen in the coming moments. Jeremy Patchett has his glove. I believe he is next in line. He might just go out there and pitch this next inning without warming up. But now up steps Drew Harvey. He had a 3-run shot over the left field wall in the bottom of the first last game. The pitch. Breaking ball hits the dirt. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. As well, we're getting confirmation, given that the Lumber Company made it further than B2, they will be the second bid to the NABF World Series in this age group. Congrats to them. Ground ball over to short. Shemek the throw. It's in time over to Zimmerman to retire the side. Premier gets one run back, but they still have plenty of work to do. End of one in Brunswick. The Lumber Company leads it by double figures. Let the chaos continue into the top of the second inning here at Brunswick High School. The Mountaineer Lumber Company leads the 2024 WRCL Championship Game 11-1 over the 2-seed Premier Ohio. If you are just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. If you're tuning in thinking you're going to see a close ball game right now, go back and watch the first inning. A lot of action, 11 runs scoring across 16 batters for the Lumber Company. On the pitch now is Jeremy Patchett as his first pitch misses behind the batter. I was just talking to Jeremy's dad. He said, this is going to be entertaining. And that's a good get-right pitch. That evens it up at 1-1. You have to try something. It was always going to be a tough game given the pitching situation for Premier. But the Lumber Company took full advantage of it, and they're well on their way to being champions of the WRCL in their first ever year in the division, but also their first ever year as an organization. That is some new level of efficiency. You see expansion franchises across major sports not doing anything for years. But then there's an expansion franchise in the WRCL that all of a sudden comes in as the 5 seed and makes some noise. It's a 1-2 count on Hartman. It's him, Zimmerman, and Embreska due up this inning to hit. The pitch. Thought about it, but left it upstairs. The leadoff walk for Hartman. And now up steps Zach Zimmerman. Reached on an error his first time up. But Premier's defense is really going to need to settle down and get into the second inning to give their offense a chance. They do not want to let the Lumber Company get any more runs on the board. The pitch from Patchett cranked into left field, and it drops in for a base hit. Once again, the Lumber Company gets back to their hitting ways as Zimmerman now reaches first base. A walk and a base hit thus far this inning, and now Jamison Embreska, who had a 3 RBI double his first time up, steps back in the box. The box score of this game is going to be something that needs to be studied for years on end. Swing and a miss, a good high heater from Patchett. Nothing in one count to begin this at-bat on Embreska. Stay tuned after this game to see the trophy presentation to the winner of the 2024 WRCL. The pitch popped up and foul going near us, just landing left of the bleachers and the trophy. Given the Lumber Company's at-bat, I don't think they want to hit a foul ball at the trophy. Or the shirts that are right there for them, too. But definitely an interesting start to the 2024 WRCL Championship game. Last year, we had a close thriller that ended up giving the win to B2 in the late stages. That one's launched into left field, and it'll be caught on a line by Harvey for out number 1. First out of the inning is retired. Ashton Newton now steps up for his second cuts of the ball game. He reached on an error last inning. And on deck is Luke Ickes for what would be his third cuts of the ball game already. Patchett sets, now the pitch. That was a perfect pitch from Patchett. Nothing in 1 count to begin this at-bat. A bold pitch. If that was a power hitter, I think you would see a home run trot right now. The 0-1. There it is once again. He chases at it. Now an 0-2 count. An excellent pitch from Patchett. He's a two-way player for a reason. Prefers offense, but he's done well so far on the mound for Premier. A couple of hits, a walk, nothing much he can do about it. Just needs to settle in and get out number 2. Ground ball left side, and it just sneaks past Clavijo. They're going to send the runner. The bleeding will continue. It's an RBI single for Ashton Newton, giving the Lumber Company a 12-1 lead. Another good bit of hitting for the 5 seed, just finding the gaps in the defense. That is what they've done so well all day, and once again, they do it. And now we go back to the top of the lineup with Luke Ickes, the center fielder, a base hit and a double to his name thus far in the championship game. The pitch from Patchett misses up and out, 1-0 count. Rico Levac awaits in the on-deck circle. You can say he's the catalyst for this game, given his RBI in the 7th inning that sent them here in Game 1. Another good pitch from Patchett. He has done well to get a couple strikes on the board. It's just the resolve of the Lumber Company late in at-bats that has been the difference. The pitch. Loops in and misses just off the plate. Runners at first and second, 1 away for the Lumber Company to work with. The pitch. Breaking ball. Oh, wow, what a changeup from Patchett. The chase there from Ickes. Zach Greinke would definitely be proud of that pitch. Patchett looks to get out number 2. The pitch. Ground ball right side, and it's scooped up. No, it gets past the first baseman, May. They're going to hold the runner. The bases are loaded with 1 away for the Lumber Company. It just skipped off of May's glove, and now up steps Rico Levac. He has home run power. A grand slam would, if the game already isn't sealed, basically seal it. One of the best ever players to play for Revere. Batted .400 with 2 RBIs and 8 runs. 4 stolen bags on top of that in 25 games, plus some good outings on the mound. He's a Revere legend, and based off of today, is a legend for the Lumber Company. Swing and a miss. He was thinking fences, and Patchett through the eephus. Nothing in 1 count. I feel like Levac would take some more RBIs. He already has 5 today. It's eephus ball from Patchett. That evens it up at 1-1. You got to try something. I mean, I've been in games in similar situations. It's a blowout. I've been asked to come on. You're getting 30-mile-per-hour changeups. That's what you're getting. Take it or leave it. Does it work? Sometimes. There is once again fouled away. You can tell Levac wants to get a hold of the baseball and launch it. Just looking at his body posture, he knows if he gets that off speed right down the pipe, he is going to swing with all of his might. Similar to Patchett. The pitch. Skips past Ramos. The runner will go. The play at the plate is not in time. A runner scores, reading the down angle, giving the Lumber Company a 13-1 lead. 2 more runs score this inning. 2 more now in scoring position for them. The run rule is 10 after 5. Premier now has to make up, I believe, 3 runs just to keep the game alive in the next couple. But they trail by 12 a statement in the WRCL Championship game from the Lumber Company. The pitch from Patchett misses just inside. A full count on Levac. Ryan Shemek, the shortstop, awaits in the on-deck circle. Here comes the payoff pitch. Loops in and misses off the plate. That will load the bases once again as Levac's patience pays off. And now up steps Ryan Shemek. So far today, 1 for 1 with an RBI single and a walk to his name. If you're just tuning in, it's a 13-1 ball game in favor of the Mountaineer Lumber Company. They are well on their way to being your 2024 WRCL champions. The pitch from Patchett. Cranked into the stratosphere in right field. It is a grand salami for the Lumber Company as they make it a 17-1 ball game. What a madness the 5 seed has done today. The upset earlier and now the run parade today in this game. Ryan Shemek gave that ball a ride to Mars and further than that. What a swing. It's now a 16-run ball game. And you can see the head coach ceremoniously handing all of the, you can call it drip, off to Levac. Now, Ramos will go and talk to Patchett, but what a swing. We figured it was going to be gone. You had to take that brief momentary pause in the broadcast just to make sure before you say it's gone that it actually is. It was. Plenty gone. You had to make sure, you had to double check because the one time you say it prematurely, it's going to stay in the park or the right fielder is going to climb the fence and be 7 foot tall and make the play. Something crazy happens. Honestly, right now, if a bunch of aliens came down and decided to challenge the Mountaineer Lumber Company to a game, I wouldn't be surprised. You have the Monstars of baseball. You have Barry Bonds out there. Who else in the steroid era? Julio Rodriguez? No. I'm trying to think who else in the steroid era. Mark McGuire, Sosa, all those guys coming down to take on this Lumber Company team. Now Patchett gets back to work. He has McGeorge in. McGeorge, 3 RBIs so far, 2 of them coming on an RBI double, and 1 of them coming on an RBI single. The pitch from Patchett. Ground ball hit to the left side. Olgauskas chases it. Goes across the diamond. The throw is in time over to May. It's 2 away now. And now up steps Aaron Keating, the designated hitter. Reached on an error his first time up and was hit by a pitch his second time up. As for Premier, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters are due up in the home half of the second inning, down by 16. Patchett comes set. Now the pitch. Cranked foul. Wouldn't be surprised to see another home run in this game. So far, 6 runs scoring this inning for the Lumber Company and 11 last inning. The pitch from Patchett. Hit foul into the lower backstop. And now it appears that Coach Wisniewski, okay, he's going to get the foul ball. When you see the clipboard with the lineup card going out to the ump, it looks like there's about to be a change made. Nice block from Ramos behind the dish. But looking at this game, you might see this game. That's the only time you see Premier and think this team didn't deserve to be here. That is not at all the case. This Premier team is one of the best teams, if not the best team in this league. Today, just not their day. They didn't have the pitching left in reserve. A couple guys out with injuries, a couple guys out on vacation. Game 1, they went with their best, Jacob Rocky, and he pitched an excellent game. You're 2-3 and Valentine and Nero not here. You went down to a reliever, and unfortunately, the Lumber Company took advantage. Now you're going to a 2-way pitcher. In the scenario, the Lumber Company, definitely the better team on the day. But don't say this Premier team isn't good. They are one of the best teams. They've been fun to watch. They have talent from top to bottom on this roster. They might be the best overall, all the way around roster in the WRCL. It's just on the day, today's not their day. And same thing with Stark County. They're one of the best teams in this league. There's a reason that they end the year, including this game that they just played in, with a 21-4 record. They are an elite team. And I mentioned it as well a couple broadcasts ago. When watching the playoffs, do not focus on the seeds. I put the seeds on the screen just to show what they are. 2-seed Premier, 5-seed Lumber Company. I said that in reference to the Lumber Company in any game with the 5-seed. Do not sleep on them. They were not necessarily a sleeper pick, but in the end, they're the sleeper champions. There's still plenty of time. Premier can make a miraculous comeback. If the Lumber Company can plate 11 runs, so can Premier. They've plated 7 runs in 1 inning before. If they have 2 innings like that, you have a close game. But as of right now, as it was earlier, this is the Lumber Company's party. They are well on their way to getting the big trophy next to us. Patchett takes a second and comes set. There is some action in the Premier bullpen. The pitch. Just misses. Patchett thought the inning was over. Definitely a good spot, and especially the score, you'd think that would be a strike. Patchett looking to finally get out of the inning. Will deal. Popped up sky to the left side of the infield. Ilgauskas gets underneath it and snags it to finally retire the side, but not before the Lumber Company. Plate 6, middle of 2 in Brunswick. It's the Mountaineer Lumber Company, the 5-seed, up 17-1. Bottom of the second inning here at Brunswick High School in the 2024 WRCL Championship Game. It is the 5-seed Mountaineer Lumber Company up 17-1 over the 2-seed Premier Ohio. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. Blood's first pitch of the inning goes inside on Fleming. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat on the rising junior at BW. After Fleming, Jackson Powell and Dylan May will be due up to hit this inning. The 1-0. Off the bat awkwardly, up the gut to shortstop. Shemek, the throw to 1. It's in time. It's 1 up, 1 down. The defense for the Lumber Company has looked really good, only allowing the 1 base hit and an error that ended up scoring Clavijo from third. That's their only real detriment today, and they have plenty of insurance runs behind them. They lead it by 16 as we speak. And now Jackson Powell, the second baseman, has his first opportunity. Had 1 hit this past year at Mount Union, and it ended up being a big one. It was a home run. First pitch, strike. Nothing in 1 count to begin this at-bat. Blood getting back to work. Here comes the pitch. Thought about it, held back in the end. The appeal, not in time. Good pullback there. Premier is going to need to do something to get back into this game. Swing and a miss, a hefty cut from Powell. They tried the small ball approach in the bottom of the first. Right now, make contact, get on base, move along. Whatever Coach Wisniewski thinks, you have to try everything. You're down by 16. If you try something and it doesn't work, there's no real harm. It's not a close game. The Lumber Company just came out with a purpose today and are deservingly up big. The pitch. Hit off the bat to the right side, and Breska scoops. It's going to be a tough play. It's in time. A nice job by the second baseman to retire Powell. It's 2 up, 2 down. And now up steps Dylan May, the first baseman, for his first cuts of the ball game. As for the Lumber Company, in the top of the third inning, Hartman, Zimmerman, and Imbreska will be due up to hit. Here comes the pitch. In the zone, 0-1 count to begin this at-bat. The Lumber Company just looking to get back at the sticks just to add on some more runs and cruise along to the championship. Hefty cut there from May, now 0-2 count. We hear Premier's coaches saying to May, reset. And that's good advice. He just needs to settle in, play his baseball, and try and get another quality at-bat here. The pitch, a nice block behind the dish by McGeorge. So now I believe a 1-2 count on May. In the on-deck circle after him is the catcher, Ed Ramos. Here comes the pitch from Blood. Hit to the right side, and it's a 2-out single for Dylan May as he shoots the gap between first and second base. First batter to reach base this inning for Premier. And now up steps Ed Ramos, the catcher, for his first cuts. He has home run power. He's launched a couple this year. Now would be the time for him to do so, potentially one last time this season. But Ramos definitely a breakout candidate in college. Had one at-bat, I believe, this past year as a freshman at Siena Heights. If he, as a sophomore, can get plenty of game time, I feel like he could be the breakout star at his college and in conference. He has proven a lot this summer. He has proven that not only he can be a great defensive catcher, but an excellent bat in the lineup. It's difficult to find a catcher who can hit as well as him. The pitch from Blood. Runs inside, almost hits him. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. And the on-deck circle is David Ilgauskas. Blood checks over his shoulder and gets back set. Now the pitch. Goes off the plate. No pressure on Blood right now. This is the time for him to experiment. He's up by 16. If there's a pitch he wants to try out, by all means, this is the point where you try it out. Blood will come set. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. A hefty cut from Ramos. So now a 2-1 count on the catcher. Ilgauskas still waiting in the on-deck circle. The Lumber Company up 17-1. As for Premier, they have a runner on first with 2 away. The pitch from Blood. Thought about it, but in the end, Ramos holds off. Now a 3-1 count. Another way you can tell Ramos is at the sticks is his pink bat. The last time we mentioned the pink bat, he then went yard on this field. It's fun. You got to have fun with the wood bat. The 3-1. Just in the zone. The late call makes it a full count, 3-2. So upcoming payoff pitch. May will break on delivery, most likely. Blood checks over the shoulder. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. That is the first K of the game recorded by Blood, retiring the side. No damage done in the second by Premier. We go into the third with the Lumber Company up 17-1. Top three in Brunswick. The Lumber Company leads at 17-1 over Premier. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. First pitch of the inning, fouled away, potentially clipping Ramos. Nothing in one count to begin the at-bat on Zach Hartman. After him, it's another Zach Zimmerman due up next, and then Jamison and Breska, the three that are guaranteed to hit this inning for the Lumber Company. Well, today has been a great outing for them. They're a couple innings away, I should say, from officially winning the game and officially being WRCL champions. It's been a fun day of games. Going back to game one, a 6-5 thrilling win for the Lumber Company. The last game, a 7-5 win for Premier, and now this one looking to be a blowout in favor of the Lumber Company. Patchett remains in the game on the mound. There is some light action in the Premier bullpen. But at this point in the game, if Patchett wants to go out there and throw, let him throw. Hit weakly into right field, and it is bobbled foul. Is it foul, or are they going to say it's fair? He's going to stand on the base, and they're going to discuss it, and it's going to be a single. Wait, now they're saying foul. Originally, it looked like the designation was going to be a single, but in the end, it's foul. Hartman almost hitting that single. That would have been a great hit down the right field line, just falling in perfectly. Patrick comes set. Now the pitch. Dips in, but misses well low. Right now, Premier, they're just looking to fine-tune for the upcoming spring season. That's all they really can do right now. This game pretty much over. The Lumber Company well in the driver's seat. That pitch thrown behind the leadoff hitter, Hartman, as he will take his base. And now up steps Zach Zimmerman. So far today, reached on an error and a base hit. But what a turn of events this has been in the WRCL Championship game. 11 runs scoring in the first inning, 6 runs in the second, and we might have some more here in the third. This one lined into right field and caught by Fleming for out number 1. After the simple catch, up steps Jamison and Breska, the second baseman. A 3 RBI double earlier in the game and a fly out to left field to his name thus far in this championship game. Patchett sets and delivers. The Ephus in the zone, nothing in one count to begin the at-bat. Patchett has done a great job of getting ahead in counts early. That one fouled away, now an 0-2 count as Ashton Newton awaits in the on-deck circle. The Lumber Company looking to move the runner along. The pitch goes past Ramos, and that will give scoring position to Hartman. Unfortunate, just skipped past the catcher, and now that will make some extra work for the defense as they look to avoid giving up another run. So 1-2 count. Patience is somewhat in effect here. Honestly, if you're in Breska, if it's half decent, swing at it. Ground ball left side, and once again it sneaks through for a base hit. The runner will be held up at third base, but now Breska is 2 for 3 on the day as the hit parade continues. And up steps Ashton Newton. So far today, reached on an error and an RBI single to his name. We could potentially start to see some changes from the coaching staff of the Lumber Company as they're up by a bunch. Get some guys some game time and let your starters enjoy the rest. Hit over into left field. That will score a run. It's an RBI single from Ashton Newton, giving the Lumber Company an 18-1 lead. So once again, the Richfield-based team puts a run on the board for the 3rd inning in a row, going back to last game, the 4th inning in a row. And now we go back to the top of the lineup. Luke Ickes steps in for his 4th cut of the game in the top of the 3rd. The pitch. A perfect ephus down the pipe. Nothing in one count to begin the at-bat on Ickes, who has been perfect today. 3 for 3, 2 base hits, and a double to his name. Patchett sets and delivers. Cranked into right center field. Gets over the second baseman, Powell. 1 run will score. They're going to send another runner from third. And going into third base is Ickes. The play at third is not in time. It's a standing 2 RBI triple for Luke Ickes to give the Lumber Company a 20-1 lead. Luke Ickes is now 4 for 4 on the day and is a home run away from the cycle. He has 2 singles, a double, and a triple. You'd have to think he's going for the home run next time up to try and get the cycle. Why not? Have some fun up there. You're up 20-1. Why not make some more memories? And now up steps Rico Levac. So far today, 2 for 2. Has walked, a single, and a double. Almost hits him. That one almost greeting his face. It's a 1-0 count. So far this inning, 3 runs scoring for the Lumber Company. Here comes the pitch. Runs inside once again. That makes it now a 2-0 count. Once again, stay tuned after this game to see the trophy presentation to the WRCL champion. Runs inside once again. Now a 3-0 count. Time is called. And I believe it just clipped him. And now time will be called. Coach Wisniewski is going to go and talk to Patchett. It looks like we might also have a pitching change. Yes, we will. The call of the bullpen has been made. It appears that Noah Brzaitis, if I'm not mistaken, yes it is, will be coming on to pitch for Premier when we return. The Lumber Company in business, up 20-1. Noah Brzaitis now in the game to pitch for Premier as they find themselves in a 20-1 hole in the top of the third of the 2024 WRCL Championship Game live on the WRCL YouTube channel. Been a great game, especially if you're from the Richfield area, as they are well on their way to winning the title this year. Brzaitis started last game over at second base, but now will go on to pitch and try and make something happen here with one away to try and get out of the inning. The pitch goes to the outside corner, but just misses. Right now, it's Ryan Shemek. If he's able to do his job and avoid a double play, Matt McGeorge will be due up next. The pitch from Brzaitis gets the call on the outside corner. Took a couple seconds, and then the call was made. Brasitis just going out there trying to have some fun on the mound and get out of the inning. Will deal. Sent into left field, trailing on back to the warning track is the left fielder Harvey. He makes a play, but the runner will tag. It's a sac fly from Ryan Shemek to now give the Lumber Company a 20-run lead. So now, I believe a runner is at first base with 2 away, and up steps Matt McGeorge, the catcher. So far today, 2 for 3 with a double, a single, and a groundout. For Premier in the home half of the inning, Ilgauskas, Clavijo, and Amos due up. Runs inside, a nice snag from Ramos. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. If you're just tuning in, it has been a great game from start to now for the Lumber Company. They came in and made a statement. They left it for late to beat Stark County, getting the upset in the semifinal match this morning, and came out with a vengeance, putting 21 runs on the board in 2 2/3 innings. Putting 20 runs up in the playoffs would have been impressive enough for the Lumber Company as they played in 3 games. But to put it up in 1 game in 2 2/3 innings of work, even more impressive. Grounder to the left side of the infield, Clavijo. The toss to Powell is in time as Premier gets out of the inning, but not before the Lumber Company plays a bunch. Middle of 3 in Brunswick. It's the Richfield-based Mountaineer Lumber Company up 21-1. Bottom 3 in Brunswick in the 2024 WRCL Championship Game is the Mountaineer Lumber Company up 21-1 over Premier, Ohio. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. First pitch of the inning from Blood is fouled away by Ilgauskas. Nothing in 1 count to begin this at-bat on the number 10 hitter for Premier. Is the 10-1-2 hitters due up this inning for the 2 seed as they look to get some runs on the board. As things stand, they need 11 runs to keep things going past the 5th inning. It has been a dominant day at the sticks and on defense for the Lumber Company. Premier ran out of pitching. The Lumber Company took advantage. Once again, fouled the left side. Almost had a coaching fielding play, but just unable to connect. In the on-deck circle for Premier is Jacob Clavijo, the shortstop, who had a single back in the 1st. The pitch from Blood. Swing and a miss. He strikes. Ilgauskas out. It's 1 up, 1 down for the Lumber Company defense. 2 Ks on the afternoon from Blood. Both of them in a row, as last inning he ended it with a K on Ramos. And up steps Jacob Clavijo for his second cuts, 1 for 1 on the day. And he is one of 2 Premier Ohio players that have hit in this game, him and Dylan May, the only 2 to reach base via a base hit. And it will be an 0-1 count after the foul ball. Once again, stay tuned after this game concludes for the trophy celebration as we present the winner with the big WRCL Championship trophy and their victory t-shirts. T-shirts and a trophy. Nothing can possibly go wrong there. You get a nice little souvenir. You get a big trophy to bring home. It's fun for the whole family. The pitch from Blood. Almost blocked behind the dish from McGeorge, but just skips out from underneath him. Amos will go and get it from the on-deck circle. Now we have a 3-1 count. Here comes the pitch. Smacked into right center field. This has a chance to be extra bases if it falls, and it does. Clavijo will turn it around and go to 2. Will he attempt 3? No, he will not. It is a double for Jacob Clavijo, who is now 2 for 2 on the afternoon. Death, taxes, and Jacob Clavijo making an impact for Premier Ohio. 3 things that are a given in life. Now up steps Jack Amos for his second cuts of the ball game. He flew out to right field his first time up. So a runner in scoring position with 1 away for Amos as he looks to try and make something happen for Premier. Just try to get something back in this game. The pitch. Ground ball to the left side of the infield, scooped up. The throw across the diamond is in time. An excellent shuck from Shimek for out number 2. And now with 2 away, up steps Brady Masiak, the 3-hitter. Masiak so far in this game has reached on an error. Here comes the pitch from Blood. First pitch runs inside. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. And if you hear shutter, yes, you do. I am double tasking here, multitasking, or in the words of Travis Kelce, doing 2 things at once. The pitch from Blood dips on into the zone, but just misses it. The pitch here from Blood. A ball there on that offering. The pitch from Blood. Right down the middle, Masiak, no reaction to it. As for the Lumber Company, they will send up Keating, Trevisano, and Hartman next inning, and Masiak will keep the inning alive with a walk. So he will reach with 2 away and keep the inning alive for Zach Gaspar to try and do something. He flew out to right field his last time up and only time up in the ballgame. The pitch misses outside. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. Clavijo at third. Masiak at first. It's runners at the corners with 2 away for Premier. Clavijo, the only runner of the game to score for the 2 seed. He will look to do so again. An excellent delivery there from Blood. It's a good get-right pitch as he tries to keep momentum in favor of the Lumber Company. It'd be difficult to lose momentum, but you really want to get back to the sticks. You don't want to give Premier any slight avenue back into this game. The pitch. Fouled into the glove of the catcher, McGeorge. Having a catcher who can hang on to foul tips is huge. I mentioned it last game, I mentioned it in the first game, and I'll mention it again. Blood looking to get out of this inning unscathed. Here comes the pitch from Blood. Thought about it, but in the end, Gaspar does the right thing and holds off. In the on-deck circle for Premier is Drew Harvey, who homered back in game number 1, but so far today in this game has a ground out to his name. Blood waits and delivers. Swing and a miss. A hefty cut strikes out Gaspar and the side. Blood now has 3 Ks to his name through 3. We go into the top of the 4th inning. The Lumber Company leads it by 20. Top of the 4th inning in Brunswick. The Mountaineer Lumber Company leads at 21-1 in the 2024 WRCL Championship Game as they look to be in the driver's seat. They are officially 6 outs away from getting the job done over the 2-seed Premier, Ohio. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. As for the Lumber Company, Keating, Trevisano, and Hartman do up this inning, and for Premier, Harvey, Fleming, and Powell. A lot needs to go Premier's way if they want to keep this game going past the 5th inning. But as of right now, at the end of the 5th inning, we will be presenting a trophy to the Lumber Company. The pitch from Brazaitis. Misses up and in. 1-0 count to begin this at-bat on the leadoff hitter, Keating. Keating so far today has been hit by a pitch, walked, and has reached via air. Reached all 3 times, each of them coming in a different way. All he needs is a base hit to basically complete all the ways you can reach in baseball, except for reaching on a drop third. Brazaitis is the 3rd pitcher of the game to come on for Premier. Started off with Bodrock all the way back in the 1st, then Patchett, and then Brazaitis. And thus far, no one on the Lumber Company has struck out today in this game. The pitch. Runs inside, almost hits him in the head once again. Both Patchett and Brazaitis favored the inside corner of the zone, and a couple pitches have gotten dangerously close to hitting batters in the head. Here comes the pitch from Brazaitis. Fouled into the glove of Ramos. Over down at first base. The coach of the Lumber Company is talking to the coach of Premier, and Dan Wisniewski. It's been a rough day for Premier. They will look back at this year after ending it with, I believe, a 17-7 record if this result holds. As for the Lumber Company in the regular season, they will end up 12-13, and I believe overall they'll be at 500 going into the NABF World Series. The pitch. Misses upstairs. It's a leadoff walk for Keating. And now up steps Dom Trevisano. Fielder's choice, a double play, and a pop-out to his name in game number 2. He made his impact in game number 1. Had a couple nice blocks, a good game behind the dish, and a couple big hits. Nice block from Ramos, keeping it close and keeping the runner honest at first base. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat. definitely been a long day here in Brunswick, nearing the 9-hour mark of myself being here. Coach Wisniewski here for the majority of that time too, going home for a little bit to get ready between the beginning of game one and the end of it. But otherwise, it's been a long day here, a great day outside. It's been fun to see the conclusion of the WRCL season. We still have a couple more innings to go of excitement, potentially seeing some more runs. Ground ball hit to the left side, and it just sneaks past Ilgauskas and Clavijo. It is a no-out single for Dom Trevisano, moving Keating into scoring position. The Lumber Company looks to put some more runs on the board. Zach Hartman, the left fielder, who so far today has an RBI double and 2 walks to his name, steps back in the box. The Lumber Company doesn't need any more runs. It looks like right now they're going to go base by base, and if it happens, it happens. The pitch from Brazaitis. Misses upstairs is the 1-0 count. But what a statement made by the 5 seed. The last team in the playoffs just barely squeaking their way in, and to go and put this on display. That one misses inside. But Coach Cottrell and his team have really impressed in the playoffs. The 6-2 win over T3, the 6-5 win over Stark County, and now what looks to be at a minimum a double-digit victory over Premier. The pitch from Brazaitis. Misses upstairs once again. Oh! A very late strike, too. Still a strike. You can never be certain. Here comes the pitch from Brazaitis. Swing and a miss. That's the first strikeout of the game recorded by Brazaitis or any Premier pitcher, and it's good enough to record out number 1. And now up steps Zach Zimmerman, the first baseman. Reached on an error his first time up, singled his second, and flew out to right field his third time up. Once again, stay tuned after this game for the trophy presentation and celebration. Brazaitis still smiling on the mound, getting back to work. Will deal. Fouled away to the right side onto the sand pit. Nothing on 1 count to begin this at bat. Behind us over at Brunswick Automart Stadium, there appears to be some kind of event. I believe it's a Battle of the Bands that's going to be happening there. You can hear Thunderstruck from AC/DC behind us. Hopefully you don't have another Maple Heights incident where you can barely hear it in the background and we get copyright struck. That's happened a couple times in my broadcasting career, doing pregame shows where there's a brief moment of silence. YouTube hears the music and says, no, that's not yours. You get copyright struck. Popped into right field in foul territory and will drop. And now up steps, I believe, Jameson and Breska, the now shortstop. A 3 RBI double his first time up, a flyout and a base hit to his name. And now Coach Wisniewski is going to go out and talk to Brazaitis. We might see another arm come in to pitch for Premier. We'll see who he asks to come in and pitch this time. There's been no action in the bullpen. This might be a conversation of who wants to go in and try pitching. But in the meantime, to stay up to date on all the games I'm covering, follow Smee Sports on Instagram and SmeeFist2024 on Twitter. To stay up to date on all the action in the WRCL, follow the WRCL on Twitter, and as well, stay up to date on any news on the website. And finally, subscribe here to the WRCL YouTube channel and enable push notifications to be notified when we go live. As well, if you want to go back and watch the B2 versus Premier doubleheader back on June 9th that started our games of the week, go and watch that over on the Smee Sports YouTube channel, which is my own. My goal is to get to 250 subscribers over there by the end of this calendar year. Should have some exciting games, media, interviews, you name it, going up on there in the next couple of days. It appears Brunswick will stay on the mound for Premier as Jamison Imbreska steps up for his fourth cuts. Like I mentioned before the slight intermission, 3 RBIs to his name, 2 for 3, a solid day for him. Fouled into the netting on the first pitch, nothing in 1 count. And in the quote-unquote staging area in the parking lot appears to be a lot of equipment coming up for that battle of the bands. Ground ball up the middle. Clavijo dives and keeps it in the infield. A flip to 2 is in time. What a web gem from Jacob Clavijo. In the end, a run scores, making it 22-1. But what a snag by the shortstop. He has been excellent in this game. It might be a lost cause, but Clavijo, 2 for 2, the only run of the game, and a web gem. He has really been very good this game. It might be a losing effort, a big losing effort, but he has nothing to be ashamed of. He gave his all and is continuing to give his all for the Premier cause. That also gives Premier 2 away to work with the bases filled at first and third. In the home half of the inning, Harvey, Fleming, and Powell will be due up to hit. Brunswick will set. Runner goes, the pitch. Misses outside, and now that puts 2 runners in scoring position. Right now, 22-1 in favor of Premier, or in favor of the Lumber Company is your score. Brunswick will come set. Now the pitch. Cracked into left field and caught. Harvey does well just to stand and make the play, but not before the Lumber Company can plate 1. Middle of 4 in Brunswick. It's the 5 seed up 22-1. Bottom of the 4th inning in the 2024 WRCL Championship Game is the Mountaineer Lumber Company in the driver's seat, up 22-1 over Premier, Ohio. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. First pitch of the inning is fouled out of play. It's an 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on Drew Harvey. Aiden Dritchko, the rising sophomore at Walsh, now on to pitch for the Lumber Company in relief of Blood. That one lined over to short and caught by Imbreska. It's 1 up, 1 down. It's a nice catch over at short. It was very similar to the one that went to Roethlisberger in Game 2 of our triple-header today of the B2 Bulls. I forget who lined it. I believe it was actually Jeremy Patchett. It was lined perfectly over to short. Swing and a miss, a hefty cut from Fleming. Nothing in 1 count. Dritchko is looking to come in and settle things down and complete the big win. Swinging and a miss. 2 hefty cuts from Fleming. Now a 0-2 count with Jeremy Patchett awaiting in the on-deck circle. Derichko looking for his first strikeout of the ball game upon entry. The pitch. Misses upstairs. Fleming doesn't bite at the high heat. Makes it now a 1-2 count. Derichko comes set. The pitch. Runs inside on Fleming. Almost hits him. That will even it up at 2-2. Once again, stay tuned after this game completes for the trophy presentation and celebration for the winner. Here comes the pitch. Swinging and a miss. He strikes him out. Derichko's first K of the game comes against Fleming. It's 2 up, 2 down. The Lumber Company players giving some jeers to the catcher on the throw. They're having some fun out there. And now up steps Jeremy Patchett. If he already didn't have the heftiest swing in the league, he's going to now. I can guarantee you his approach is just nuke the baseball. It's a 21-run game. Why not have some fun out there? The pitch. Misses up. 1-0 count. In the on-deck circle for Premier is Dylan May. Derichko getting back to work will come set. The 1-0. Patchett thought about it but held up in the end. Now a 2-0 count. Once again, this is about just making subtle adjustments, as this is probably his last ups of the summer season. A lot of these guys, this will be their last of the summer before they go into fall ball with their college teams. It's just time to fine-tune. That's what the summer has been about. If there's any last-minute things they want to fine-tune before the season ends, now is the time to do it. Derichko comes set. Now the 2-0. Misses off the plate, a 3-0 count. May looks like he might get his chance to step in the box with 2 away if Patchett can reach. The 3-0. Swinging and a miss, a hefty cut from Patchett. There it is. The heftiest swing in the WRCL on display makes it a 3-1 count. Derichko looks like he'll go for it again. Goes inside, popped into left field, and it drops in between third and left field. It's a 2-out single for Jeremy Patchett as he appears to end his summer in style. And now up steps Dylan May, the first baseman. 1-for-1 on the day with a single. Patchett definitely happy with that base hit. He found a spot, he hit it, and can now ride the high of one final base hit into the fall season. Derichko will set, now the pitch. Chops foul, 0-1 count. Despite this being a blowout, this game has definitely dragged on. We're now at around the hour-and-a-half mark. The pitch. Misses upstairs. Premier's inning has been really long. They've done a nice job to battle the sticks, elongating at-bats, just trying to get some kind of spark. They just haven't been able to find it. Patchett will go. The pitcher will step off. Derichko throws the 2, and it's off the glove. Patchett's tomfoolery works. The Premier fans are loving it. Jeremy Patchett just having fun on the base path. That's why you do the tomfoolery, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta love it. That is a kid that you know loves the sport of baseball. He's going out there to have some fun this summer, cause some chaos. I don't know if he'll do it again. He might. But now he stands in scoring position. It worked. The pitch. Misses out. But his parents were loving that he attempted that. It looked like he was a dead duck, but the play just not there. Now is the time for the Lumber Company if they want to make their errors. He's not being held on. He's looking at the pitcher like, why aren't you holding me on? Cracked off the bat to the right side of the infield. It's a tough play to make. The throw to 1 doesn't happen. It's an infield single for May. Premier's bats starting to get hot at the last part of the game. If this ball gets anywhere away from McGeorge, Patchett will be running with a full head of steam towards home. Doesn't matter what he's going to have to do. He is going to find a way to get in. And now up steps Ed Ramos. Ramos struck out swinging his first time up back in the second inning. If Ramos does his job, David Olgauskas will get another crack this inning. If not, he'll be up along with Clavijo and Amos in the fifth. The pitch from Derichko. Cracked into center field, still going on back. Getting underneath it is Ickes, and he makes the play, retiring the side. Patchett has some fun on the base path and gets the third, but is unable to score. End of 4 in Brunswick. The Mountaineer Lumber Company leads at 22-1. They are 3 outs away from being WRCL champions. Top 5 in Brunswick, the final inning of the WRCL season. It's been a fun one. The Mountaineer Lumber Company well in the driver's seat to be champions as they lead this one 22-1. The scoreboard appearing to not be working as of right now. And on the pitch for Premier is Jackson Powell. It's time to have some fun out there. So the rising senior at Mount Union will go and try his hand at pitching. The pitch misses well outside. But this has been a great game from start to now for the Lumber Company. They have been dominant from start to finish. Nothing more you can really ask of them to do. And it's a leadoff walk for Ickes, whose opportunity at the cycle seemingly has been stopped. Stop might not be the right word, but he will not be getting the cycle today, unfortunately. There we go. The scoreboard appears to now be working. Just have to re-enter everything manually that I already entered, which is a little annoying. We're in the top. First pitch stays in, foul. Right now, just trying to get the scoreboard to work. Now it says top of the fifth. There we go. It took long enough. Gotta love technology and the internet. The pitch from Powell. This is outside. You saw Powell and now Brazaitis, who's at second base. They're just out there having fun on the mound. They're smiling. They're going out there just trying to have some fun. That's what Summer League's about. It's not nearly as competitive as college. It's not life or death if you win every single game. It's about going out there, getting better each and every day, having some fun playing the sport they love. cracked into the sky in center field, just on the grass, as Brazaitis snags it for out number 1. But in talking to people, this lumber company team, it's about reliving the glory days, if you will, about going out there and having some fun with your old high school teammates, your old high school coach, just going out there having some fun, and the fun seemingly has worked. And Jackson Powell will be pulled from the game. He records his out, and he will be done. It appears now he will go and talk to the guy at first base. We'll have a new pitcher on. It's Zach Gaspar when we return. Zach Gaspar now on the bump for Premier with 1 away in the top of the 5th in the 2024 WRCL Championship game. You couldn't hear it as we were on mute. Premier's dugout played Narco, the walkout song for Edwin Diaz, if I'm not mistaken, as a closer. That might be one of the funniest moments. They're just out there having fun. Why not enjoy it? Give some walk-up music to your last pitcher of the game. Why not? And now up steps Ryan Shemek. So far today, a base hit, a walk, a grand slam, and a sacrifice fly. He has been on point all afternoon. And in a game where you can give player of the game and MVP to anyone, I feel like there's no real way to distinguish. I feel like you can give everyone, this whole team, players of the game and MVPs. Shemek splits the gap in left center field, and that's an extra base hit for him. Rounding and attempting to score is Ickes. There is no play at home. Actually, there might be. No, it's not. Look a little bit closer than it actually was. It's an RBI double for Ryan Shemek to give the Lumber Company now a 23-1 lead. Looked like for a second it was going to be an easy play at home. Just simply touch the bag and go. But credit where credit's due to the center fielder Amos. He chucked it in as hard as he could and almost had a play. And now up steps Matt McGeorge, who had a 2 RBI double his first time up. Gaspar will come set. Now the pitch. Right down the pipe. Nothing on 1 count to begin this at-bat. Gaspar will come set, checks over the runner. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's going to be a pass ball, and that will give third base to Shemek. For those just tuning in, the mercy rule is 10 runs after 5 unless Premier finds a way to plate a total of 13 runs in the bottom of the 5th. The game will be over. The pitch from Gaspar. Booted in, it goes past Ramos and just stays inside the park. We almost had an incident like we did last game with Dylan Gamber where a couple of balls got past and then skipped out of play. Runner at third with 1 away in the top of the 5th for the Lumber Company as they lead it by 22. The pitch from Gaspar. Nice block behind the dish from Ramos. As for Premier in the home half of the inning, David Ilgauskas, Jacob Clavijo, and Jack Amos will be due up to hit. Gaspar sets and delivers, misses well upstairs. Full count now, 3-2. In the on-deck circle for the Lumber Company is Aaron Keating. Or correction, it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. The pitch cracked into right field, and it's caught! A diving catch made by Reed Fleming in right field. The Web Gem retires the batter for out number 2. McGeorge was destined for an RBI single, but Reed Fleming, the Web Gem, him and Clavijo showing off with the glove this afternoon. And now here comes the pinch hitter. Looking at our roster, this appears to be Jake Becks, the rising senior at Walsh. So Becks will come in for heating. First pitch misses off, 1-0 count. Getting rotation in at the end of the game, that's what this is about. Getting guys like this a chance to hit. That evens it up at 1-1. Summer ball is meant for improvement, so why not give another guy a chance? If you can get the whole lineup in to hit, that's just an added bonus. Booted in, nice block from Ramos. It actually goes back to the pitcher, Gaspar. But definitely not the way that Premier anticipated game 2 going. They came in as the 2 seed against the 5 seed. The pitching ran dry. And that's all they could really do. Now time is called as Coach Wisniewski is told to go in the dugout. Looks like he's just having a conversation with Coach Cottrell down the line. The pitch misses off the plate. But a big shout out to Coach Wisniewski as the quote-unquote site manager for today. Got here, helped line and drag the field. He's been working all day while coaching to make sure that we can have an atmosphere here today to host the WRCL semifinals and finals. A big shout out to him and his staff for all the hard work they did in preparation for today. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Gaspar gets the strikeout. There's some celebration at center field by Amos as Gaspar earns his one and only K of the ball game. We go into the bottom of the 5th inning. The Lumber Company 3 outs away from being 2024 WRCL champions. We are back on here at the bottom of the 5th. 23-1 is the score, and Coach Wisniewski has been tossed. I have no words. No words. Popped up and coming right towards us. Oh, almost. That's why I quit baseball, ladies and gentlemen. I can't make a simple play like that. Off my right hand. So close. Now I'm upset. Come on, man. That's an E commentator for the day. So close. I should have gone for my glove hand. Or brought a glove. Today was going so well. I am burnt. My hand now hurts after missing the catch. Life is sad. Ground ball hit the left side and foul. In other news on the field, we have a new pitcher on for the Lumber Company. It is Jake Becks. He came in to hit. He now is on the mound for the Lumber Company to close this game out. Elgauskas fighting in this at-bat. Clavijo due up next. I guess I'm holding on to the baseball. Look at that. The pitch. Cracked by Elgauskas down the left field line, and it drops in fair. Elgauskas will turn and go for two. He will turn around and stay put in the end. It is a single for Elgauskas as the leadoff man reaches for Premier. Plenty of cheers there from Premier's side of things. And now up steps Jacob Clavijo, 2 for 2 on the day. Becks comes set, now the pitch. Clavijo does a nice job to hold off. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. As well, stay tuned after the game for the trophy presentation as I will present your league champion Mountaineer Lumber Company with their trophy and their commemorative t-shirts as WRCL champions. So it'll be a kind of a quick turnaround there. So I'll say my kind of superlatives and extracurriculars now. Big shout out to Coach Wisniewski once again for being the site manager and coach today for Premier. He helped line and drag the field in between games. Without him, we would not have had a site to play these WRCL championships on. So a big shout out to Coach Wisniewski and his staff. Additionally, a shout out to all the fans who showed up today and supported the 4 teams, a lot of them in attendance between the 3 games, a lot of out-of-towners. It's been a great day here for baseball. As well, a shout out to the players for a great season, a lot of entertaining baseball, a great game 1, a great game 2, and a great game 3 for the Lumber Company. A big shout out as well to Commissioner John Mengelkamp for all he does in NEO baseball, as this is, I believe, the final calendar day of all 3 of his leagues, so he can kind of take a deep breath come Sunday morning as he won't have to deal with the commissioner duties that he usually does. The grass helps out the Lumber Company as Clavijo is retired at first for out number 1. But I do owe Commissioner Mengelkamp a lot. I put my film out and my resume out to a lot of places, heard a couple no's, got ghosted by a bunch of places. He was the only one who reached back out, gave me a chance in an interview, and I'm hoping I did him proud this year. Did my best, did a lot of games for him. I'm looking forward to our continued partnership down the line. It was great. I played in the OPL, which is one of the leagues he managed for years, then reached out. So the guy who gave my team plenty of opportunities to play great baseball gave me an opportunity to call great baseball. For that, I am very grateful for. So a big shout out to Mr. Mengelkamp and all the staff at the WRCL, Diamond League, and the OPL. It is my honor that I get to present the trophy after this game. It's exciting. I'm glad that we are able to have this kind of exciting baseball in Northeast Ohio at the college level. There's great talents in here. You saw it for Force, especially Sawyer Solitaria, one of the best players in this league. A lot of talent all the way around. It's Premier Baseball. Not Premier Baseball on the dugout there. It's just Premier Baseball all the way around. 8 teams this year. We might get more next year. There's some leagues that could potentially be joining on with some of their teams as expansion. It's going to be fun to see what the WRCL has in store in 2025. This year is just the start for the league. There's plenty more to come. There's plenty more exciting baseball. And as for the Mountaineer Lumber Company, 3 of the 4 teams that made the semifinals were here last year in the semifinals. The one that wasn't was the Mountaineer Lumber Company. This is not only their first year in the league, but their first year as an organization, and they will walk away as WRCL champions and have a trip to the NABF World Series next week. Big credit to them. A shout out to Coach Cottrell and Coach Wydu, the coaching staff of Revere Baseball. They built a great team, a lot of great alum, Rico Levac, Bryce Holt, just to name 2 of them. There's a ton of talent on this roster, and if they can continue growing, continue getting that pipeline from Revere to the team that they have now in the Lumber Company. They have an exciting couple of years of college baseball upcoming. A nice hit down the right field line from Amos puts runners at the corners with one away as Brady Masiak will step back in. But looking at that Revere team, they'll have the likes of Andon Bender in a couple of years joining potentially this team. He's had an exciting summer for the Longhorns, the board team, after his Canes team folded. He's had a great summer. A lot of those Revere kids will look to make impacts for Coach Cottrell in the spring. If they can, the Minutemen might be able to get back to their best where they were in 21. And a lot of that is due to the coaching of Coach Cottrell. The Revere baseball coach since 2011 he's the 10th coach in their history, an all-league pitcher at Field High School, a 3-year letter winner at Mount Union, has 5 Mount Union guys on his team right now. He's coached at Revere, Lake, and Talmadge, and helped Talmadge win the 2002 Division II title, and he is officially heading into his 14th season, 15-year at Revere, and a couple years ago he won Revere their first league title since 1987. He is a true Revere legend and is a big contributor to the Revere baseball history page that you can find on the internet. If you look up Revere baseball, you can find a page, I believe it's on Revere's athletic website. It's just kind of an encyclopedia of all of Revere's stats and history. He is one of the main contributors and a co-author to it, so go check that out in your free time, along with the games that have just gone this whole year. You can find all those games on the playlist here on the YouTube channel. And a strike 3 called on Masiak. Mountaineers can sound the final countdown. That is the first K of the ball game from Bex. It's Zach Gaspar, the final man, the final line of defense for Premier, or final line of offense, if you will. The pitch runs up and in. 1-0 count to begin this at-bat. It's been a fun summer. This could potentially be the final at-bat of my coverage of baseball in the area for the summer of 2024. Beautiful drop into the zone, evens it up. Reminder, stay tuned after this game goes final for the trophy presentation to the winners of the league, the Mountaineer Lumber Company. Ground ball to the right side. This could do it. No one's covering first. The flip over to the pitcher is in time. The Mountaineer Lumber Company are your 2024 WRCL champions, taking down Premier 23-1. An excellent game from the Lumber Company out the gate as the underdogs, the first-year team in the league, the first year as an organization team, gets the job done in the end. Your player of the game, there is no player of the game. You have to give it to the whole team and the whole coaching staff of the WRCL champion Mountaineer Lumber Company. I'm going to step aside and go down to the field to get ready to present the trophy here. They will shake hands real quick, and then we'll bring him down to the field, and we will show our support for Premier and the Lumber Company. Congrats to both teams on a great year, especially the Lumber Company on being champions. All right, I've got to have everyone's attention. First off, I want to thank all of you for coming out today for the final day of the 2024 WRCL season. It's been a great year, the most teams we've had in league history in 8 teams. It's been exciting. A big shout out to Premier, Coach Wisniewski, for getting the field ready to go today on a little bit of short notice. They made this happen. They dragged the field, they lined the field for us today. That way we can have some great baseball. Coach Cottrell, I'm going to call you over here. It's impressive enough as the 5 seed to make the championship. It's impressive as the 5 seed to win it. but in a first-year team winning a title, that is a new level of impressive. You have earned this trophy. Go celebrate with your team. Whoever wants to grab it can come grab it. To you, your 2024 WRCL champion, Mountaineer Lumber Company.